There's a kind of anxiety that doesn't scream. It doesn't announce itself with panic or trembling hands. It lives quietly beneath the surface, humming like a distant engine you can't quite turn off. You feel it in your chest, a tightness that never fully releases. You carry it through your day, through your conversations, through your smile. And now, as the world grows quiet and the busyness fades, it's still there, waiting, whispering, reminding you of everything you're trying not to think about. You're not alone in this. So many of us carry this silent weight, this unspoken heaviness that no one else can see. We wake up with it. We move through our hours with it pressed against our ribs, and we lie down at night, hoping it will finally let us rest, only to find it settling in beside us, filling the quiet with questions we don't have answers for. But here, in this moment, you don't have to carry it alone anymore. You don't have to pretend it isn't there. You don't have to fight it or fix it or explain it away. You can simply be honest about the weight you've been holding, and you can begin to set it down. Take a slow breath. Let it fill your lungs completely, then release it gently, as if you're letting go of something you've been gripping too tightly. Feel the air move through you. Notice how your body responds, how it knows what to do even when your mind feels tangled and unsure. Your body is trying to help you. It's trying to bring you back to this moment, to this breath, to this quiet sanctuary where nothing is required of you except to simply be. The anxiety you feel, the one that lives so quietly inside you, often comes from caring deeply. It comes from wanting things to be okay, from wanting to protect the people you love, from wanting to do enough and be enough. It comes from a heart that feels everything, even when you wish you could feel a little less. And while this anxiety may feel like a burden, it also reveals something true about you. You care, you try, you hold on when things are hard. You keep going even when you're exhausted. But caring doesn't mean you have to carry everything. Trying doesn't mean you can never rest. And holding on doesn't mean you can't let yourself be held. Imagine for a moment that this anxiety, this quiet worry that follows you everywhere, is like a heavy coat you've been wearing for so long you forgot it was even there. You've grown so used to its weight that you don't remember what it feels like to move freely without it. But now, in the stillness of this night, you're being invited to take it off. Not forever, not in some grand dramatic way, but just for now. Just for this moment. Just long enough to feel what it's like to breathe without that extra weight pressing down on your shoulders. You can set it down beside you. You can step away from it. And you can trust that it's safe to do so, because you're not abandoning anything. You're not giving up or running away. You're simply allowing yourself to rest. There's a voice inside you that's been asking questions all day long. What if this goes wrong? What if I'm not doing enough? What if they're disappointed? What if I fail? What if I can't handle what's coming? These questions loop endlessly, creating a static noise that drowns out everything else. And the exhausting part is that they don't have answers. They're not meant to be answered. They're just meant to keep you vigilant, keep you worried, keep you tied to an imaginary future where everything depends on your constant attention. But you're tired. And you're allowed to be. You're allowed to stop scanning the horizon for danger. You're allowed to stop rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet. You're allowed to stop managing outcomes you can't control. What if, just for now, you let the questions go unanswered? What if you chose to believe that you don't have to know everything tonight? That you don't have to solve everything before morning comes? That some things will work themselves out, and some things will become clear in time, and some things were never yours to figure out in the first place? You've been holding your breath, waiting for certainty, waiting for proof that everything will be okay, waiting for the feeling of safety to arrive before you let yourself relax. But safety doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's already here, quiet and unnoticed, woven into the simple fact that you're still breathing, still here, still held by something larger than your worry. The night itself is a kind of mercy. It draws a gentle line between what was and what will be, creating this sacred pause where nothing is demanded of you. The day with all its noise and urgency has passed. The morning with all its unknowns hasn't arrived yet. And in this tender in-between space, you're free. Free to stop performing, free to stop proving, free to simply exist without needing to justify your existence. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting your weight. Feel how it holds you without effort, without complaint, without asking anything in return. This is what it means to be held, not because you've earned it, not because you've done everything right, but simply because you're here, and you matter, and you're worthy of rest. There's a part of you that's afraid to let go, isn't there? A part that believes if you stop worrying, something terrible will happen. If you stop controlling, everything will fall apart. If you stop carrying the weight, no one else will pick it up. This part of you is trying to protect you, but it's exhausting itself in the process. It's been standing guard for so long, watching for threats that may never come, preparing for disasters that exist only in imagination. And so, with great tenderness, you can thank this part of yourself. Thank it for trying so hard to keep you safe. Thank it for its vigilance and its care. And then, gently, you can tell it that it's okay to rest now, that you're safe in this moment, that you don't need constant protection from your own life. Breathe into the places where you've been holding tension, your jaw, your shoulders, the space between your eyebrows, your stomach. These places have been bracing for impact, clenching against an invisible threat. And now, with each exhale, you can soften. You can unclench. You can let the tension dissolve like sugar in warm water, slowly, naturally, without force. You don't have to be strong right now. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to smile through the heaviness or pretend it's lighter than it is. You can be exactly as tired as you feel, exactly as uncertain, exactly as overwhelmed. And none of that makes you weak. None of that means you're failing. It just means you're human, carrying a human amount of weight in a world that often asks for more than any one person can bear. But here's what's also true. You're more resilient than you realize. You've survived every difficult day that came before this one. You've made it through moments when you thought you couldn't. You found your way forward even when the path was unclear. And you'll do it again, not because you have to be extraordinary, but because there's something in you that knows how to keep going, even when you don't feel particularly strong. That same strength is what allows you to rest now. It takes courage to stop. It takes trust to set down the things you've been carrying. It takes wisdom to recognize that rest isn't laziness, it's renewal. And you have that courage, that trust, that wisdom, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. As the night deepens around you, imagine that the darkness isn't something to fear, but something that holds you, like a blanket. Like arms that have been waiting patiently for you to lean back and let yourself be supported. The darkness doesn't demand anything. It doesn't judge your worry or measure your worth. It simply makes space for you to be exactly as you are. And in this darkness, in this quiet, in this moment where nothing else is happening except your breath moving in and out, you're enough. Not because of what you accomplished or what you'll do tomorrow, but because being here, being alive, being you, is enough all on its own. Let yourself believe that, even if just for now, even if it feels impossible to hold on to, even if tomorrow the anxiety returns and the questions start again. Right now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, you're okay. You're safe. You're held. The worries that have been circling your mind like birds that won't land can find their rest too. They can settle. They can quiet. Not because you've solved them, but because you've stopped feeding them with your attention. You've stopped giving them all your energy, and without that fuel, they lose their power. They become what they always were. Just thoughts, just fears, just the mind trying to protect you in the only way it knows how. And you can let them be there without letting them control you. You can acknowledge them without obeying them. You can hear their warnings without believing that every warning is true. This is the peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. The peace that exists underneath the noise, underneath the worry, underneath the endless loop of what ifs and why nots. It's always been there, waiting for you to notice it. And now, as everything grows still, as your breathing slows, as your body begins to remember what safety feels like, you can feel it, that deeper peace, that quiet knowing, that sense of being held by something much larger than your anxiety. You're going to be okay. Not because everything is perfect or because all your problems have disappeared, but because you're learning to carry yourself differently. You're learning that you don't have to have all the answers. You're learning that rest isn't something you have to earn. You're learning to be gentle with yourself in a world that rarely offers gentleness. And that's more than enough for now. As you let yourself drift towards sleep, let go of the need to figure anything else out tonight. Let go of the replays and rehearsals. Let go of the ways you've been trying to control outcomes that were never yours to control. Let it all fade into the background, like music turned down low until all that remains is this: your breath, your heartbeat, your body finally at rest. You can come back to this peace whenever you need it. It's not something you have to search for or achieve. It's already here, already within you, already waiting for the moment you remember to return to it. And each time you do, it will feel a little more familiar, a little easier to find, a little more like home. Sleep now. Let the night hold you. Let the quiet wrap around you like the most tender embrace. Let yourself trust that you're safe, you're cared for, and you're exactly where you need to be. Tomorrow will come with its own grace, but tonight, you can rest. And if you find yourself needing this again, if the anxiety returns and the questions start circling, you can always come back. This space, this peace, this moment of rest will be here waiting for you, ready to welcome you home as many times as you need. Rest well. You've carried enough for one day. It's time to let yourself be carried for a while.